And the last point that we would like to emphasize is the simplicity of our operations. Sometimes people think that a venture has to be something complicated that some ordinary person cannot do, but we think differently. We think that simple is often the best way to earn profits. And so I will be passing it on to Homan Tang, who will be doing the marketing.
My name is Homan Tang, and I'm the market analyst for the PingPoPo Noodle company. And today I'm going to talk to you about the marketing decision, and the ways that we promote and advertise our noodles so that everyone would know we're doing this operation. And lastly, we have a summary of after we did all the sales with all the numbers we have. So we decided to pick Moscrop as the Moscrop students as our target because we are Moscrop students ourselves. We know what Moscrop students are used to, what they do at lunch, and what they complain about the cafeteria. And it's obvious that we picked the Moscrop school ground as the location because it is the closest and it's easy to assess for Moscrop students. And as Nathan said before, their price is kind of high when you think of it as their quantity is limited. So we decided to come up with the same cost with better quality and more quantity. So in terms of market environment, we have two main issues that we have to consider, which sometimes get pretty frustrating. The first one is the nutrition requirement that is passed by the Burnaby School Board District this year, saying that we're not allowed to sell any unhealthy food. And luckily, our noodles, the initial idea of selling noodles is not like candies and chocolates, which are unhealthy. Our noodles came in vegetables and we have meat in it, so it's not unhealthy. So we just have to be careful with what ingredients we put into the noodles. But the major issue that we have during the competition is the cafeteria contract that our school has with the cafeteria. The contract states that the cafeteria has to be the only meal provider for the school population, saying that other parties like us, we're not allowed to sell it like every day during lunch. That's why we have to go up to the admin and negotiate and see whether we can sell it in any like unexceptional cases. And we actually talked to our sponsor teacher, Ms. Cho, to say whether can we sell it during special school events. And actually we got approval, and so that's why we have our sales during special events instead of daily basis. And concerning about the environment, we have competitors such as our cafeteria and school store that's inside our school. And across the street, we have these three restaurants that also provide food for our students. They are the Tasty Village, the pizza place, and the beef noodle shop. But they are not really a big issue because people think that what they sell is too expensive, and sometimes they're reluctant to walk across the street. So we have a good chance of feeding them. So after analyzing what our market and our environment, we have came up with several promotions and advertising methods. First of all, we have used the PA announcement to direct to tell everyone that PingPoPo has came to Moscrop and they're available for students during lunch. And just in case you have missed the announcement while you're doing something else, we have provided a lot of school-wide flyers where we posted all through the school hall so people can see. As well, we decided to use pre-order forms to hand out to people and say that we have a 50-cent discount if you pre-order. And that had ended up appealing to people because people want discounts. And as well, we believe that by telling our friends with word of mouth, they can tell their friends and their friends can tell the other friends. As So it's pretty effective, even though it may seem not so professional, because we have a lot of friends, and our friends have a lot of friends. So it's pretty successful. So as I mentioned before, our school store is actually it's actually a store that's operated by our entrepreneurship 12 students and marketing 11 students. So we decided to can we eliminate this competitor by partnering up with them? So we have came up with an idea to negotiate with them, saying that in one event, the Pearl Girl, which they are gonna sell bubble teas, and we're thinking, when you're just drinking bubble tea, you will feel you want to eat something, right? So we decided to ask if we can sell our noodles while they're selling the bubble tea. And it ended up quite successful because I'm personally in entrepreneurship 12, and we talked to the teacher and got approval for that. So this is the summary of our first event, which is the Taste of Asia. And these two are the pre-order forms that we got to show that approximately how much ingredients we need beforehand. And it's quite effective, and we know how much we have to prepare. It gave us a good idea to what we have to do. And during the event of 3.5 hours, we have to cook the stuff. And I'm not including the time where we have to prep and to cut the meat and all the things. So in this 3.5 hours, we just have to give it to the cook, and he will cook it all. And we have to set up a stand where we hand it out to students that pre-order, be in between performers. And we managed to sold a total of 77 boxes. And this is our second event, which is the Pearl Girl event. And this time is during lunch. So as you can see, the time span of 2 hours, that included 1.5 hours before lunch, where we have to find a place, which is the staff room, to cook what we have. And another half an hour is for us to deliver and to give it out to our customers. And because we thought that giving out pre-order forms with discount can increase the numbers of customers. So you can see that the total numbers sold actually increased from the previous one, and it's 93 boxes. So after all the sales we got, we put them into numbers. And here's a graph of Taste of Asia showing that the numbers of boys and girls. We believe that with these information, we can have a better idea of what we can do in the future, and knowing who we should actually target instead of just giving everything out. And the conclusion is lots of guys like to buy our noodles because the first time we did not include vegetarian flavor, and I believe that's the reason why the boys section was larger. And it was mainly grade 11s and 12, maybe because we directed to the people in our grade, but we also believe that higher senior students, they have more allowance and they have part-time jobs. That's why they have the purchasing power to buy our products. And this is the Pearl Girl event. And you can see that the numbers kind of changed from 60-something% dropped to 56% for boys and 44% for girls. That's when we introduced our new flavor, the vegetarian flavor, and this is what happened. Our product became more popular to everyone, and more people are willing to pay for it because there are more choices for them to pay. And like previous one, we have directed our sales mainly to grade 11 and 12, and this time we decide to maybe sell it to the teachers, because when we thought of it, teachers are always busy during lunch. They're not just sitting around doing nothing. They have staff meetings, so we decided to ask if you would be interested in buying our noodles.